That's the second oldest yacht club in the country, the American Yacht Club. First oldest is in Bryan, New York, and the third oldest is in Portsmouth, Connecticut. Back during the blizzard of '78, that was still a Coast Guard run station. It's automated now. There were 3 or 4 guys out there. They were on White Island, yeah. That was before it was automated.
Oh, I see.
No, they've automated almost all of them along the coast here now. They were out during the blizzard. They were out there, and the house was becoming flooded by the waves. So they ran up into the tower, and that started to shake, crack. So they spent the night down in the generator shack, and were rescued a day or 2 later when they started to get them there. It's run by the Unitarian Church. They do a lot of conferences, a lot of activities out here. Their boats will make regular trips out to the island from Portsmouth and Lyme. That church up there is a popular place to get married. The joke is you can start your marriage on the rocks.
And what's this island?
That one's Smutty Nose. And the state line is, this is Gosport Harbor. The state line runs right up about where we're driving right now. This is Appledore over here to your left.
That's kind of neat.
Louis Wagner was the alleged murderer. I was just telling these guys that he came out thinking the island was uninhabited. Everybody gone into Portsmouth. He surprised the 3 women. He was after money, and he murdered the 2 of them. The third one ran off, as Robbie was telling you. And then he got in his boat and rowed back to Portsmouth, caught a train to Boston. He was, the woman who survived identified him when people came back to the island as having done it. And he was arrested in Boston very quickly, brought back to Portsmouth. There was a lynch mob waiting for the train in downtown Portsmouth of over 2,000 people. And they got him to the jail, and he managed to break out. And he was captured again within a few days and was taken up to Thomaston, with the state prisoners in Maine. And you saw the movie...
Shawshank Redemption?
Yeah, Shawshank Redemption, that was up there. And he was hung. And because there were so many people who believed that he didn't do it, believed his story, that was the beginning of the end of capital punishment in Maine.
His story was, because you said allegedly.
Well, he claims he was never here, that she missed.
The large boats, the 3-masted schooners, didn't have radar, and they'd be trying to get into Portsmouth Harbor at night. And along the way, directly in their path, usually from overseas, was the Isles of Shoals. So in the middle of February of one winter, there was a hellacious storm, and you got to remember that there were communities out here of people in houses, a lot more houses than what we have now. And one night, a Spanish ship, I forget the name of it, wait a minute, the name of the boat's the Conception, right there. They misjudged where the Isles of Shoals should have been, and they crashed along this shoreline. All the sailors got out of the boat and started crawling up onto the rocks to get into safety. And when the residents of Smutty Nose woke up in the morning, they opened their doors to find frozen dead sailors at their doorstep. Nobody survived. So they took all the Spanish sailors, buried them all here. Just one more example of what's, with the history of this area and some of the violence, some of the trouble with these large ships back in the day. Foundation of a house. So there's a house here, there's a house here, and as we're going along, you'll see more of them. This is the backside of Cedar Island over here, and then you can just make out on the top of Appledore. I heard Scott mentioning a tower that was built back in the 1940s to protect the coastline from submarines, from the German U-boats. Just make out the top of it there. Remember the submarines back in the day. they usually drove on the surface. They only went underwater to attack. So usually the underwater boats stayed on the surface, unless otherwise noted. So that's where they're able to spot them when they could. And then you'll see mostly, what kind of species do we have here of bird? What do we have?
Black.
All blackbacks. Okay? So as we're going along, maybe we'll see some herring gulls. There's one. So there's one herring gull by himself on the edge of a rock. Okay? Meanwhile, all the bigger ones.
Oh.
This island, we had no babies the whole season. No babies, no eggs, no nothing. It's like they all took a year off. You can just make out Duck Island. That low-lying island right over there is the target around that Scott was mentioning yesterday. That was a target for the bombers from Pease Air Force Base. And, you know, they would practice with live ammunition.
Those hooves are built for it. Balance, huh?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Now, you ever see the ones, the herring gulls, the ones that are sort of like, are they juveniles and they're sort of not attractive and they look almost dirty, sort of? Yeah, that's what they are, right?
First couple of years.
Right, because I see them at the beach a lot.
Foo and oh, there's their nest.
It's like home.
But
Also, I mean, like, I live in Malden and, you know, we live obviously the beach is that far away.
Oh, I wish I could do video with sound.
can you?
Oh, come on. High sensitivity reduced to blur.